It's anybody's guess as to when football will return. It's also anybody's guess as who's going to go up from League One to the Championship. Well, I'm going to give you my best shot coming at you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. This time we're going to take a look at League One and the final standings, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things League One related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We know here. No one, Ruski. Now, before we jump into it, behind me you should be able to see the final results coming on through, and of course I've made my predictions for those, which is to put the rankings in place. So we're going to do the reveal. We're going to do the reveal. And before we get into it, I want a big shout out to the patrons, the 10, the illustrious 10, Aztec Marky B Mark, John Spurn, Daniel Meller, Mitchell Schoen, Cody Cahoe, Tom Clark, Tom Beresford, Russell Frost, No Code Drinker. If I've missed anybody, slap my wrist. But anyway, big shout out to the boys for supporting the channel in this time. If you want to join those illustrious gang, there is a link down below in the description, patreon.com/RoversSeas. You can join for as little as a bottle of water. Yes, that's right. Anyway, let's get cracking and take a little look. The league. Now, on the right-hand side is the actual positions right here, right now, as we wait out the return of the League One football. On the left is where I think they're going to end up. So let's crack on with who's going down. Well, it's actually only 23 teams now. Obviously, Bury are been expelled, so only 3 going down from the usual 4. So it's a little bit unusual. So let's have a look. Who's going down? Bottom of the club. Currently, it is Southend United. I don't see much change there. Is this Sol Campbell's team? I think it was or is. There's no change for them. It's quite surprising to see. It's just how like when you look at the Championship, it's so hard, and you do see teams struggling and all this. It's the same for League One. Southend were a decent top 8, top 6 club when Blackburn Rovers were in League One, and now they're heading. They're flying down to the 4th tier of English football. So it's quite surprised to see them struggling so well. But they're going to go down. Joining them currently it is Bolton, obviously with their big 15-point deduction or whatever it is. They've had an uphill task the whole season. I do see them winning a few games towards the end of it, but unfortunately there's not going to be good enough, and they're going to go down, which is quite sad to see. But I think they just need to. They just need to do a Portsmouth. They just need to do whatever and reset the blocks, reset the clocks. They'll start next season in League 2, clean bill of health, maybe get rid of some of these high earners, the Jason Lowe's, etc., and maybe look to the youth academy and try and take the division by storm and come back again stronger. It's not, you don't want to be there, you don't want to be a Bolton fan at this sort of time, but it could be refreshing. And I thought this season, if they didn't have the deduction, they would be flying high. So I do expect them to bounce back at the first attempt. But anyway, they're going down. They're going down, unfortunately. They're going down. Into 21st spot, it is Tranmere Rovers currently. And guess what? I don't see much change there. Mike Dean's boys, obviously the referee, shouting from the wherever the terrace is, as Tranmere did the bits in the old FA Cup and also get themselves promoted. I don't see much change for their form as well. I think they're going to be treading water. And the results are going to come too fast for them, and they're going to end up just exactly where they are, and that is back down to League 2. So their brief stay in the 3rd tier is literally brief, just the 1 season. And next up we have AFC Wimbledon. They're going to hang on for dear life. They're in 20th spot at the moment, but they actually make a bit of progress and go up to 18th in the table, which is great for them. Obviously, have they suffered relegation since they made it to this level? I can't remember. But yeah, it's decent for them. But also, is there a bit of pride in their final positionings? Will they get above MK Dons? That's another question. We'll find out that in just a second. So a couple spots for them. Next up we have Rochdale, 19th spot. I've got a soft spot for Rochdale. I've got some good players in there. Callum Camps is one of them. And again, his contract is coming up for a renewal. Probably will see that out and go elsewhere. But I think they're going to be as they are, Rochdale. I'm not too sure who's in charge of them at the moment. It was Keith Hill, who's now at Bolton. But yeah, Rochdale are aside, I think they might be batting or boxing above their weight a little bit, but they're going to hang in there and be there or thereabouts. They used to be a top 10 side, but they need a good season next season to show us what they're all about. Next up, we have MK Dons, currently find themselves 18th spot, but I see them just hanging on in there. And again, AFC Wimbledon will be quids in with that one, finishing above MK Dons in the end. A bit more pride, a bit more, 2 fingers up at the MK Dons, MK Cash. So yeah, MK Dons struggling towards the back end of the season. they'll do enough to survive in League One next season. You never know what happens next year. Into 17th spot, we have Accrington Stanley. Who are they? Exactly. They're going to end up in 16th spot. Again, happy with that. I want to see them do well. And eventually, I would like to see them pushing for top 10 and maybe beyond. Accrington Stanley, obviously a local club, Northwest club. Come out of nowhere and actually trading well with the big boys and a very, very minimal bank balance. So kudos to them. Shrewsbury Town, again, while we were going up on that season where we went up from League One, Shrewsbury were unfortunate to finish third and ended up battling for survival the past couple of seasons. And they're going to tread water again to 16th spot. I see them actually dropping down a spot to 17th. At the end of the season, but they'll be here for next season. Maybe they can have one of them special seasons once again. Into 15th, we have Lincoln, the Imps. Obviously, Dan Cowley's gone with his brother off to Huddersfield. They're currently 15th mid-table. They obviously got themselves promoted last season. Question mark. They'll be there or thereabouts. I don't see any dramatic improvement for them as well. I think Lincoln will be content with that. Maybe progress. This is a transitional season from League Two to League One. And finishing in mid-table is an okay result. You can't really bat against that. Cracking logo. If you haven't checked out the League One badges video, make sure you do so. That is a belter right there. Into 14th spot, we have Bristol Rovers. Long gone are the days, it seems like, the Bristol Derbies, and I like that badge as well. Again, check out that video, the League One badges. So Bristol Rovers, yeah, I'd like to see those derbies re-fired back up again, whether it is in the third tier or in the second tier. But Bristol Rovers are currently in 14th. They're going to be, again, unfortunately, at this time, it seems to be as you are. I don't see too much improvement for Bristol Rovers. They'll get a few cheeky results along the way, but ultimately the teams above them will just be that little bit better, a little bit sharper, and then unfortunately they're going to be mid-table. Into 13th spot we have Blackpool. Obviously their managerial merry-go-round is all over the shop at the moment. They started the season tremendous shape with Simon Grayson in charge, and I'd had an outside bet on them to sneak into the playoffs, but they've fallen like a stone. They've now got the Liverpool under-23s manager. Don't know his name, unfortunately. He's come in, and again, maybe next season it'll be all right for them. He'll use Klopp as a point of reference, and maybe bring in some of those academy boys to Blackpool on loan, and maybe they can steer them in the right direction, and that would be a good thing for Blackpool. They deserve, I like to see them again. They were in the Premier League once. It's sad to see such a club. Of a traditional club like Blackpool be struggling, but you know what? I think they're onto something here with this new guy. But it's just going to take a little bit of time next season. Obviously, David Dunn, is he still on the books there as some sort of supporting staff? Maybe. At the 12th spot, we're Burton Albion, and again, don't see them going anywhere sharply. The Brewers, they're just going to tread water and finish in mid-table. Next up, Gillingham, and again, I don't see them going anywhere sharp. Unfortunately, lost Tom Eaves at the start of the season, but they've done okay. At first there might have been some signs of struggle, but Gillingham are doing okay, and you know what, over recent years they've been towards the bottom echelons of this division, but they're hanging on in there. Into top 10 now we have Ipswich Town with Paul Lambert. Everybody's everyone's tipped to go straight back up, including mine. I can only see them going up the one spot. I think the wheels have come off, and it's going to be an expensive situation for them to get rid of Paul Lambert in charge. I don't know. Has he lost his passion? Has he lost his drive? They've got some really good players as well. They've got that goal-scoring guy from, I don't know where they picked him up. I think he was from League Two. I can't remember his name, but free-scoring striker. It's all gone a bit weird for Ipswich Town, and it's unfortunate to see them not going to make it. They're not going to make it this time out. It's just too much to make up. Even though it is quite tight, it's quite tight in from those like 8th, 9th spots to the 3rd spot maybe. Unfortunately, Ipswich are not going anywhere. They're going to go up the one spot into 9th. It's Doncaster. They're going to drop one spot to 10th. I like Doncaster, and I like a cracking logo once again. Obviously, have they lost their main man, Coppinger? Coppinger still in there, the veteran, one of the heartbeats of the club. They're there or thereabouts. They're not where they, I think if they're shooting for promotion this season, it's going to be an ambitious push. But they're there right now, 9th spot. They can't rule it out. But unfortunately, I think the results won't go their way, and they're going to end up into the top 10. Wickham obviously start the season in immense shape. Akinfenwa and co. Gareth Ainsworth in charge, ex Rovers supporter. Everybody at Rovers wanted Ainsworth in charge. a lot of the fans anyway. But he's done an okay job, and Wickham actually the wheels have come off a little bit, and they're dropping like a stone. So they've led the line for a good portion of the season, and now they've had a rough patch and they're dropping dramatically. I do see them ending up where they are right now, 8th spot, which is a shame because I'd like to see them squeeze into the playoffs and make it. Just come out of nowhere, surprise us all, and sneak in. But unfortunately, ain't going to happen. Akifenwa's contract is up at the end of the season as well. Where he'll go, will he stick around for another season? I'd like to think so, but we'll have to wait and see about that. Into 7th spot, we have Sunderland. Now, are they going to make it into the playoffs? They just need 6th spot and then they have a shot at it. No. What's gone wrong with them? What's gone right with Sunderland? Ever since their relegation. Obviously, last season, everyone tipped them to go up. Made it to the playoff final, and then Charlton with Patrick Bauer came up with an absolute screamer to break their hearts. But unfortunately, they're going to go backwards one more step outside the playoffs, and I don't see them making up any ground. I think the likes of Portsmouth, Peterborough, Fleetwood, Coventry, they're all doing the football things better at the moment than Sunderland. There's just too much expectation, too much weight on the shoulders. They need to, that's why it was so vital for them to get promoted last season. Same with Ipswich. Everyone expects them the weight on the shoulders. Same was with Rovers and Wigan. If they didn't get their job done at the first attempt, you could end up being sucked in here like a flipping Doncaster Rovers or a team like that, or who knows, Gillingham. I don't know. Or Portsmouth. Portsmouth are a different beast. They've gone all the way to the foot of the football ladder, and then they've clawed their way back up. But anyway, so Sunderland, despite the weight, the money, the expectation from the fans, the stadium is not a League Two stadium. It's a Premier League stadium. I'm seeing it from my own eyes and the FIFA save. So yeah, unfortunately, they're going nowhere. A team that could go somewhere is Peterborough. Now, they've been close, very, very close over the past few seasons, and they've fallen out the wayside. But I think they're just going to hang on. I actually got them going up to 5th at the end of the season, which is great. They've got Tony leading the line with the goals. Ivan Toney, I think he's on loan from, I don't want to say, is it Newcastle? I don't know. Or did they buy him outright? I don't know. But he's scoring goals, and he's keeping them abreast. They've also got a couple of other creative players. Obviously, Madsen is one of the driving forces, but he's now on loan at Hull. But since he's gone, I think they've actually picked up a few results. So good charge there by Posh, and they might just make it into the Championship. Next up, we have Fleetwood. Now, this is a surprise, actually. They're in 5th at the moment. Joey Barton's doing an absolutely tremendous job. Against my better judgment, obviously he's an interesting character. He's a bit of a thug. He's a bit of a bully. He's going to bully his way up to 2nd. That's right. And they're going to get themselves into the Championship. Yep, it's a surprise one. Come out of nowhere from 5th to 2nd. They're going to leapfrog the likes of Pompey, Peterborough, Sunderland, and then sneak it a little late surge into the Championship. Everything's riding for them at the moment. They're doing very, very well. And he's actually done a tremendous job for Fleetwood, second season in. Not bad. Indeed. Into 4th spot, we got Posh. Not Posh, it's Pompey. That's right, into 4th spot at the moment. They're going to hang in there into 6th spot. They've got some really good players as well, but finding it a little bit tricky at the moment to keep to tread water and get the results in. So Pompey will hang in there in 6th spot. Into 3rd, it is Oxford. I have them also remaining in 3rd. So we have a drop from 2nd, possibly to 4th, or maybe even the top spot's going to go down. So Oxford, I'd like to see them in the Championship again. They've created some really good players that have gone on to better things, Joe Rothwell included. So into 2nd spot, we have Rotherham. They're going to drop a few spots to 4th, but they'll be in the mix as well. They were in the Championship last season, so they'll fancy the chances to beat the likes of Oxford, Peterborough and Pompey to get themselves back into it. But according to my eyes, Fleetwood are going up, and they're going to be taking Coventry City with them. Obviously, they're top of the table at the moment. They've got they've got a World Cup winning badge. Well, not World Cup winning badge, World Cup badge. They're going to be playing at the 2nd tier of football with Mark Robbins, who else did he manage? Huddersfield, town manager. He's managed a few teams, ex-Manchester United player as well, pulling the strings at Coventry City. Obviously, Mowbray knows Coventry well. And he'll be locking horns with them next season. But that, my friends, is how I see the end of the season pan out in League One. Do you agree or disagree? Get me your thoughts and opinions in the old comment section and down below. And we'll do it again tomorrow as we take a look at League 2. Who's going to join the likes of Ipswich, Doncaster and co in League 1 next season? We're going to show you tomorrow. Be sure to give this video some loving. Smash your thumbs up and, of course, smash your subscribe. New videos every single day on the channel, whether it is league predictions, whether it is football badges, whether it is tier lists. We've got it all here as we await the return of football whenever it may be. Until then, boys and girls, be sure to give this video some love again. Check out the description, links to my other social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, and of course Patreon. If you want to join the exclusive VIP gang, there is a link down there patreon.com/Roverseas. Until then, I'll see you all very, very soon with another one tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.